YouTube friends and family to today's edition of the truck noises of the Wellness Homesteader. Hey, if you're new to my channel, I rarely say my name. My name is Kym. I'm super glad you're here. If you like what you see and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then ring the bell so you'll be notified every time I do a new upload. So, it is a breezy and delightful 52 degrees this morning, and I am so grateful. Y'all, it was great yesterday. It's been really nice today so far, and it's supposed to be in the upper 70s, and then it's going to warm up, but then it's going to cool down. So we're definitely getting close to fall. So I'm sitting out on my front porch because if you take a look, and I'll show you in a little more detail, I have so much work that needs to be done. And honestly, y'all, when it was 90 degrees, there was no way I was going to do it. In fact, we had here 2 days in a row, it was over 100. I'm sorry. What is it, work time or something? I live on a state route, so lots of traffic. So Mr. Steve happened to message me and say, hey, I'm going to be in town. Do you need anything done? That, and of course, he's my handyman, and we have a business arrangement as well as a friendship, so please don't think he does all this and I don't appreciate or compensate, because that's not the case. And I was like, well, yes indeed. One of the things that's the hardest for me to do is it's not so much bending over, it's getting back up and bending over and getting back up. Weeding is my nemesis. It's just it's really tough on my back. So I thought, you know what? Two of us can do this a lot faster than one. I'm a little embarrassed to show you what things look like, but you know what? It's the reality of the way it is. I like to cut all of my, sorry y'all, spent perennials to the ground so that, when the leaves fly, I do have my landscapers do my leaves, but it keeps it from all getting trapped up in the flower beds, and then I have to clean it out, right? So let me give you a quick tour and show you where things are, and then Mr. Steve's going to be here. I know Miss Wynona's excited to see her Uncle Steve. Miss Wynona got grounded yesterday, y'all. She decided that she wanted out, and the girls were out, so I put her in the garden with me. I'm trying to get away from the traffic, but it's hard. So at any rate, I took her out and put her in where the garden fence was. And she tried to get out to be with the big girls, but she wouldn't fit. Let me tell y'all, as soon as I turned my back, she must have tried like every little crack she could find. She was out and running with the big girls. The only reason I don't want her to is there's probably places in the fence she could squeeze out. I just don't want anything to happen to her. So she got grounded. She's so cute. And it's hard to be mad at her, but I just don't want her to get hurt. So let's take a quick tour, all right? All right, stay tuned. This is a no judgment zone, but between the drought and it just, it's September now. These ferns are perennial. There is a hosta, there's a lily in here. All of this I will cut back. Over here, I have some sedum. I always have called them flowering cabbage. They're just now starting to flower. These will just stay as is. I'm not sure why this one rose is like, I'm gonna stand above the rest. I'll go ahead and deadhead the roses. And then lilies, got a lot of weeds. I forget what these are called, but these were lovely. This just showed up one day. I'm not even sure how it got here. And as you can see, my hostas are really starting to die back. So the solid lighter green will die back a lot faster than the darker green, but you can see it's starting. And if I'm gonna spend the time out here, I'm just gonna cut it all back. So, pardon me for hiccuping. Lots and lots and lots of stuff to go ahead and cut back and weed. So we're going to start in the front. And probably need to weed that grass, don't you think? It's so dry. I may just have to cut things back and wait until we're supposed to get some rain on Friday. A lot of rain. We've got a volunteer tree here as well. So, lots of work to do. And I will have Mr. Steve show you the few things he's going to do to help me today. So stay tuned. All right, y'all. Progress is happening. The side of the house is done. This bed is done. And Steve and I have been hard at work on this side too. And all of this will die back. But one of the reasons I like to cut all my perennials back is so that it gives you a chance to weed, number one. And then number two, the leaves don't get caught up in it and you have another mess to clean up. All right, y'all, good morning, day 2. You notice something a little bit different? So, Steve, thank you so much. We work like dogs. I'm a little sore today, y'all. I started about an hour before he came and maybe worked half an hour after because I kind of pooped out towards the end and got really slow. Imagine that. It's not my age or anything. But we left the clematis, the hydrangea, and then the yucca. Those don't get cut back. And then over here, I deadheaded the roses, of course, the sedum, the flowering cabbage. It still has a ways to go. And we also cleaned out the beds in the back. Y'all, I got so tickled at the chickens because we let the chickens out except for Winona because she's just too little. She can squeeze under things. But she did okay. She was all right with it. They were helping Uncle Steve dig. So, I'd go along and cut and then he'd rake. And then they'd come over and they'd stir up the pot. It was really kind of cute. It's not easy working with chickens, but I love mine. So I haven't cut these back. I have a couple pots here. And I'm going to leave them until I decide exactly what's going in my urns. The only Halloween is a wreath on the door thus far. So I'm not sure what we're going to do today. We're going to do a little something to finish up this video. Maybe a little craft. I'm in a crafting mood since I'm so sore. And then I will be into full-on decor. I've got a few things up, but not a whole lot, y'all. I've been just taking my time and enjoying it. So let's go see what we're going to get into today. I'm happy to also report we did get all of the back flower beds cut back, and this will die back. But not having all of those things to catch the leaves is always a good thing. Good morning, girly. Reset the mole trap because he's been wrecking havoc, as you see. Hello, ladies. Yeah, and he came up in the middle of the coop and dug that hole, so. Yes, good morning. Yeah, you got to play outside for hours yesterday. So while we're out here, y'all, I do want to show you one really cool thing. Not my grass. It's so dry here, but hopefully Friday, y'all. The dirt is just like powder. My sunflowers have their heads bowed over, but the seeds are not quite stripy enough for harvest, in my opinion. I'll try to show you here. So if you look, I don't know if you can even see, there's a hole right there. So there's a few holes where the little flowers are coming out. But I want to be able to save the seeds. What I'm very excited about, y'all, look, there's 1, 2, and 3 birdhouse gourds, and the amount of blooms that are still coming up, it's pretty large. So I think we'll end up with about a dozen or more loofah and at least 3 birdhouse gourds to try to create something with. All right, y'all. Well, you've had the outside tour. It looks like, we spent so many hours, if you put our hours together, working, and then I'm like, gosh, it takes like 3 minutes to tour. But I did have a couple things I wanted to share with you. First, as a reminder, I'm not sure if I will have a video up on Saturday. My plan at this point is, however, Saturday is my aunt's funeral, and because most of the family is from out of state, I don't know what I'm going to be needed for, and I may just need to be available. And I don't film people who aren't comfortable being on YouTube. So A lot of you may remember it's been about a month and a half since my aunt passed away, and this is a memorial service. So because people are out of state, it gave people time to plan, etc., etc. Okay, enough about that. So I did want to say a little something about budgeting, finance, hiring things done, and how I used to look at it and how I'm looking at it now, because maybe it will give some of you some encouragement. So I have always been a person that loves a good project. And if anybody from my former work is here, that you know, I loved big projects, good projects, organizing projects, long projects, short projects. So getting the outside work done is kind of a fun project for me. However, the mind is willing, but the body can be weak. So what I realized was, instead of feeling guilty about the things that, while I maybe could do them, it would be in an exchange for my time, number one, which I have a lot of, but also my body. So all of that bending, straightening is what hurts me to do, like a ton of weeding. I did a lot of work out there by myself several days before, but what I realized is, if I keep doing this, every time I do this, I have to spend like a day of doing almost nothing because I'm so stiff and sore. So it makes sense for me to be judicious with my spending so that I do have some leftover cash for those things that I do need help with. It's far better for me to make good decisions about that than just be prideful about, oh, I did this all myself. And, you know, I have to fully admit to you all, sometimes I like the feeling of saying, well, I did all this with my two hands. And you know what, y'all, it's not a contest. YouTube might be a contest for some. It's not for me. And I always want to be fully honest and transparent with you about what I can do and what I can't do. And I know a lot of you all also struggle with chronic or long-term health problems. And I just want to tell you, it's okay to ask for help, because it's been difficult for me, and I've paid the price with an aching back many, many times. One of the things I do want to share with you that I hope to bring more to you. Y'all know I love a good planner. Kind of goes along with the project thing, right? So I found this new planner called a Clever Fox. What I like about it is not New Age manifesting so much, but each month it has a monthly review, where the manifesting book doesn't have as much review in it. You could still do it, but this has where you can rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. It has some grids and graphs. What didn't I accomplish and why? How do I feel about my progress? What are my wins? What are my opportunities? I think it's really good to do this because I'm a person that likes to stay busy. I like to stay focused. And sometimes I have a lot of moving parts in my life. I don't know how I ever found time to work. I shouldn't say that. So what am I going to be doing? Not sure about Saturday. I've been doing little touches of decor here and there. And y'all, these big piles, those are like craft supplies that I either need to put away or use. I've been working, y'all. Remember the diamond dot coasters? So you can kind of see the raised dots when I do that. So I finished one. They take a while, but it's very relaxing. What I like about this set, and I believe it is linked in the description box, is they have all different color waves and styles. Like here's one that's like super neutral, more of the greens. I love this one. I believe it's going to be a black and white. I think this is a gold and black. So, you know, just, oh, and this is my favorite one. So I'm going to wait until last to do that. So just a lot of fun little things. And I can leave it set on the table because Hanky Panky Frankie does not seem to like diamond dots as much as like the Lego building pieces. So that's a good thing. Here I have my Ot light. Y'all, if you don't like wearing your cheaters, it is really nice to have a good concentrated craft light. I've had this for years. Can't even tell you where I got it or how much I paid for it. The last thing I want to be working on here coming up, I love these little $1 DIY foam kits from Dollar General, not Dollar Tree. And they usually will have 1, 2, or 3 styles every year. My favorite one I've ever done from there is a little scarecrow. Last year's was a little house, which might have gotten smashed, which is $1, y'all. But these little easy projects, as I'm kind of recovering from yesterday and from being stiff and sore, they keep me focused and creative on this upcoming decorating that I'm going to be doing, but yet still allow my body a little bit of time to rest. And it's humbling, y'all, for me to admit that to you. But I'm learning that sometimes you have to push yourself, but it's the proper combination of rest and exercise that I have a hard time balancing. And I need to give myself permission sometimes to relax and enjoy. So today I'm going to do some crafting, a little bit of decorating. I've done some already. I've already done my chicken chores and my watering and all the things that I have to do every day. Trash to the curb, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So really the rest of the day here at 8:20 is really mine. So I hope you all will take some time to create yourself a fall bucket list. We'll have a video on that. I've been kind of thinking about the things that I like to do, the things that I want to do, so that we don't get to the end of fall and you're like, oh, I know I forgot to do this and I forgot to do that. It's fun to commit those goals to paper and then enjoy those experiences. And life should be a combination of work and rest and fun. It doesn't have to all be work. Kym Clark. All right, y'all. If you do me a big favor, go ahead and smash that like button. Drop me a comment below. When you're having a crafting day, what is your favorite craft to work on? Do you like sewing, embroidery? Do you like the diamond dot paintings? Do you like building the little Lego type situations? What is it that you like to do in your relaxed time? I'd love to hear, because maybe I need a new craft. All right, guys. Hope to see you on Saturday. But until then, be healthy, be well, be blessed, and take care.